So here we are on a snow day. I hope you're at home. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you're enjoying the day. Our plans have changed. It's a worship day. It's Sunday. Normally we would be in worship, and that's not the case. And maybe it feels like a gift to you. Sometimes those unexpected breaks do feel like gifts to me. But regardless, it does kind of throw us off our game. This is not a normal Sunday. Certainly the folks who count and depend upon the offering would say this is not a normal Sunday. So be sure to make that up if you missed this Sunday in your offering. But this sort of change is nothing new. The history of faith in general is littered with things that go sideways unexpectedly. I'm reminded of Israel in exile, captured, taken away, Jerusalem gone, the temple destroyed, and the people carted off to a foreign land. The psalmist writes in Psalm 137, "How could we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land?" How do we sing a song when the familiar is gone? Another way of just saying this ain't the way it's supposed to be. Here we go. I was reminded and consulted my personal saint, Robert Fulghum, in his own writings, and he actually has a book called Uh-oh. And in the opening essay, he talks about how the word uh-oh is one of the first things we learn as babies. You drop something, uh-oh, and it's something we learn early on, and it carries through. And he finishes this little essay by saying, uh-oh is a sense of a frame of mind. It's a philosophy. It says to expect the unexpected, also to expect to be able to deal with it as it happens most of the time. People seem not only to expect surprise, but they count on it, as if surprise were a dimension of vitality. Embraces, here we go again, and now what, and you can never tell what's going to happen next, and so much for plan A, and hang on, we're coming to a tunnel, and no sweat, and tomorrow's another day, and you can't unscramble an egg. And 100 years from now, it won't make any difference. Is more than a momentary reaction to small problems. Is an attitude, a perspective on the universe. It's part of an equation that summarizes my view of the conditions of existence. Plus oh wow, plus plus oh God equals aha. I think that's a good word. We adapt. Right? People adapt. We pay attention. We show up when things go sideways. When Israel was in exile, God spoke through Jeremiah. And in chapter 29, he says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, to all the exiles whom I have sent into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Build houses, live in them, plant gardens, and eat what they produce. Take wives and have sons and daughters. Take wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage, that they may bear sons and daughters. Multiply there and do not decrease. But seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile and pray to the Lord on its behalf. For in its welfare you will find your welfare." It's basically like what I say all the time. I don't have that many phrases, and I'm sure you've heard it before. And yet we worship. Right? Things go sideways. But God doesn't pause faithfulness until the temple is rebuilt or until there's a return to normalcy. There is no temple for the Israelites. And God tells them, worship, have a home, eat meals, do prayers, become the site of worship yourself. This is similar to what we talked about last week in terms of being the church, ecclesia. The building is closed, but the church is not absent. The church is distributed. You may have things you can do still. Check on neighbors. Make sure people have heat, power, or at least a connection. It's an opportunity to live attentively where we are. Worship where we are. This is what it looks like to be a church when the temple is unavailable. Jesus echoed this in Matthew 18, saying, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm there among them." Christ is in presence, not in numbers. So if 2 or 3 can gather, if 2 or 3 can gather in phone calls, in living rooms, quiet acts of care as we check on one another, Christ is there. The building is closed today. Things feel a bit interrupted. Uh-oh. And yet we worship. So go in peace and look out for each other.